Okay, right, let's do this one then. Right, so yesterday, I'm going on a big trip. So, I bought oil, I bought bearings for the wheels, I bought a new chain, right? So, a lot of work doing all that, and I'm like, labour's so cheap here, there's just no point doing it yourself. I haven't really got any specialist tools, I've only got the odd spanner. Right, so I'm like, nah. So took it to a place which you go to all the time to like things like put tyres on and stuff like that. They've got about like 5 mechanics working all at the same time. They like to do jobs fast, right? And they do all the jobs for me. So, first thing was, says right. I shows them the chain. I shows them the sprocket. So I've got a 14 tooth at the front, a 46 tooth at the back, and a chain. That's in the set, right? But I'm having a 15 tooth at the front. I'm not having the 14 tooth. Yeah, I know. You're a bloody lovely one, I know. Right. So, I take the 14 tooth because I know what they're like. They're idiots. I take the 14 tooth out of the pack. I put it in my bag and I give them the 15 tooth. They can't make a mistake on that, surely, right? So that's that. I then tells him there's another pack, another little pack with the stuff that I didn't take I didn't take the wrapping off, which I think it was in that and then wrapped with paper, and it was this. And I told him this is oil for the chain. I told him this is Nam Manso, right? He went okay, right? That's in there. Then the next thing, they had oil, right? So I gave him 2 quarts of oil and a bit that's left over from the last time I did an oil change. So that's enough. So I gave him that. And the other thing I did was a very important thing, which was the wheel bearings. These wheel bearings needed changing. Now, this is exactly how I spoke to him. I said, this wheel bearing here, that one there, I changed already. Yeah, knee look burn, being low, right? So I told him that, right? And then I said, you need to change this one, and you need to change this one, and you need to change that one. There's 2 bearings, right? Because it's wide. Then I give him the 3 bearings in the pack, right? And I'll just tell him, this one you've changed already. Now, all the bearings, there are special bearings. Normally the bearings here are like 20 baht, 30 baht, they're nothing. These are 165 baht each, so you can see. And they're SKF Enduro bearings, they're special ones, super bearings apparently. So that's the ones that I chosen. So I get back, right, and he says, we're finished. So first thing I comes in and I says to him, right, okay then, so what bearings did you change? And so I saw some bearings on the floor, so I went over, so there's bits and pieces on the floor, right? So I went over and I said to him, did you change? I said, what bearings have you changed? He says, I've changed that one and this one. I said, well, I didn't want you to change that one. I explained to you about that. Then I went out, I saw over there, he was on the floor. I was like, would you? And this is it. So the 3 bearings that I gave him, were exactly the same as the blue. You won't see any more bearings like that. This is special. You know what I mean? They've got the writing on them. They look good. You know what I mean? They're not like the normal bearings you see. So he saw this when he took the wheel off and put it on the floor. He will have seen that, right? Then he'd have turned it over and seen the other one, which is just like a black colour, right? So he saw all the other bearings, the 3 bearings in the pack, that each of 3 packs. He'd have seen they look like this, and he decided to make the decision to take that one out. So he took this one out. I don't know if he's damaged it in a way. It looks, to be honest with you, it does actually look okay. So however well he got it, he would have got this out by having the other bearing at the top here, and he would have slammed. He'd have knocked something through to knock it out from the inside. So you're not supposed to hit the inside of the bearing, you're supposed to knock the outside out, right? But so he took the out, and then he's took the other bearing out, and then he's replaced them 2 with my new bearings, and this one's on the floor. Then the other 2 bearings, right? He just put them back in the box here, and he didn't change the front ones like I told him to. Total idiot, right? Then comes to the then I looked at the chain and I'm thinking, all right, this was 200 baht, right? That was 200 baht. I bought that special, right? And this is made by JT, who make the chain. That's why I bought it. I thought, you know, let's spend a bit of money. Gets there, he smeared it with dirty engine oil, which is how they do it here, right? I says, well, what have you done that for? I says, look at this. He went, oh, sorry, I forgot. You mean? So he's done that. Idiots, right? I had one the other day. I took it to another mechanic before now who put this in. A mechanic in the village who I also thought was pretty good, and he is a clever guy, can fix bikes really good, right? He put this bearing in for me, right? I took him two bearings in a pack and says, can you change both bearings, please, right? And he said, okay. When I came back, this bearing, you see, the dust cover had come off, right? There. The bearing there, inside there, you could see the dust cover had come off the bearing. So I said to him, I want both the bearings changed for these really good ones. He went, okay then. But we even talked about how much they were and that I was going to go on a trip and whatever. So I came back. He said to me, the bearing, even though this bearing had failed after like 3 months of being in, because I'd had them replaced, the Kawasaki's had gone, right? He decided to not change. He put the bike all back together again. He didn't change the 20 baht bearing. It was like 50 pence, right? He didn't change that bearing. But what he did do, he changed this one. I said, what have you done that for? I'll give you 2 bearings to change both of them. I'm going to go on a trip. I'm going to be going for like a week, a trip in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, you mean? Put all the bike back together. Crazy. And then he gave me back the other bearing in the pack. And I was like, mate, just fit it like I told you anyway. So, mate, you cannot trust them to do anything, right? They will just do what they want to do, right? So... But then I said to him, look, I want them changed. That's it. So then I had to take the bike back into the shop again, replace both the front bearings. That's if they did. I got no way knowing if they did change them. For all I know, he didn't change them. And then another thing was I put my helmet, brand new helmet, right? My brand new helmet that I've just unpacked, right, the day before, and it was absolutely pristine, right? And I'd stuck it, rather than take it with me and I walked away, I stuck it on there, right? And then I put a strap right around the top, right? So it wasn't going there, and I said to them, be careful, this helmet. I says, Lawang, this Muat Gannock, right? And when I came back and picked it up, they all knew, but they never said anything. When I got to the, this is brand new, right? I literally, the first time I'd ever put it on was that day when I took the bike there, right? When I went away to the supermarket on the way back, I looked at the helmet. As I took the helmet off and looked at it, there you go. Thanks for everything. It had all marks all over it where it tumbled onto the floor. I mean, just absolute animals. You cannot trust them to do anything. And that's why it's 300 baht a day. Generation after generation. Okay, there you go.